Great morning, you all. How are you all doing? This is your girl, Shan. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I hope and pray that you all are getting up in the right mind, right mood, right attitude. You hear me? Because don't nobody want to deal with a nasty attitude on today. So like I always do on Tuesdays, I just want to thank you all so much from the bottom of our hearts. It is so amazing to be able to dialogue with people back and forth who support our radio show. And so last night, our radio show, we were talking about failing to make your marriage a priority. I didn't come on yesterday. Got some things that God has me and my husband doing in order to make it to the next stage that he wants us to be, next level in our life. Good morning, Dalisha. So last night's radio show, like I said, we were talking about failing to make your marriage a priority. And so if you happen to miss it, we do have a podcast, which is on buzzsprout.com, buzzsprout.com. And so if you missed it, you on a long trip, you driving in traffic to work, hey, download that app or whatever. Go ahead and check it out and let us know what you think. But thank you for your support. So I need to make a little church announcement. I made one, like last month, maybe the month before as well, just to kind of let you all know that starting the fall, sometime in the fall, when God tapped me on my shoulder and tell me, hey, daughter, you good, this part is a wrap or whatever, I will no longer be doing marriage mornings with the Queen. And so to kind of start tapering off a little bit, good morning, Cammie, starting Monday, y'all don't yell at me, but starting Monday, I will only be doing it. Starting next week, I will only be doing it on Monday mornings, okay? Starting next week, I will only be doing marriage mornings with the Queen on Monday mornings until God tap me and tell me, okay, it's done. I've only been doing it for 4 years. So I know some of y'all like, what? So anywho, let me go ahead and get into it today. Because baby, this has been stewing in my spirit all weekend. You heard me? Now, stop living for other people, okay? Stop living for other people. Do other people's opinion, I understand you married and all, but do other people's opinion pay your bills? That's what I'm be talking about on this morning. Now, I ain't trying to be mean. I sit up and I think about God is the one that ordained marriages according to scripture, right? Okay, so according to the scriptures that we read, hopefully y'all read, God is the one that ordained marriage. Why is that we as a people are so busy living for other people? Why is that we as a people need to feel that we need to get the approval of other people? Do you know how many people live in their marriage right now just to impress other people? Your spouse is talking to you all day about the things that they're going through, baby. They're sharing their heart with you. They're telling you that they love you and different things like that. You're not even listening to probably a country word that they say, or maybe like they say growing up, you let it go in one ear and out the other. But yet and still, when somebody tells you, let's say I'm going to use me and my husband, for example, if somebody just tell my husband, yeah, Kenya, I like the way you take care of your family. It's evident that your family's doing good. You're raising your children right, this, that, and other. And let's say my husband was, which he's not like this, but if he's, he's going to say thank you, but he's not going to take extra pride in the opinions of other people. So do you not realize, and I need us to examine ourselves, and this is the thing that cracks me up. I've been saying this only for about 4 or 5 years. Examine yourself, okay? I don't know what's going on in your life. I don't know what you got going on in your marriage. And this is a good example of how you're living to impress and please other people when it comes to your marriage. And then when it doesn't work, the person that you quick to blame is your husband or your wife. Now, why would you blame your husband or your wife for your marriage not working if they've been coming to you all this time saying, baby, I love you, baby, but this right here, this is a little challenging for me in our marriage, baby, this and this and this. Let me tell you what we do as a people. Let me tell you what we used to do in the church growing up. Let's go back and then come forward, okay? Because some of y'all grew up in a church house. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So you remember when you used to sit in a church and the pastor, even to this day, the pastor would be up there ministering, preaching, whatever the case may be, and you feel convicted. See, that's a word we ain't used in a while. You feel convicted in your spirit. Hey, Miss Delia. And you like, oh, did somebody tell pastor what was going on in our marriage? Did somebody... Baby, did you done got in the car after church. Baby, did you tell pastor what we've been going through lately? No, I ain't told pastor. See, God will speak through people. to talk to you. But see, the problem is we as a people, because we're so quick to live for others and other people's opinion, what they think about us as individuals, what they think about our marriage. Good morning, Latanya. We are so quick as a people to live for other people instead of what God is convicting us in our spirit, that when our marriage fails and it doesn't work, the first person we want to blame and put out there for the whole world to hear is our spouse was wrong and what our spouse didn't do. We never want to take personal responsibility of, dang, I failed to listen to my husband when my husband was telling me, baby, I like when you go out with your girlfriends and everything, but the thing that's give me is, when am I going to have some time? Or when the wife is telling the husband, baby, you know, I love the fact, I'm going to use my husband. Baby, I love the fact that you go hunting and everything, but you got to go hunting every weekend. Like, when are we going to have some date time? When are we going to have some personal time to spend together? And see, we don't do that. But soon as somebody comments and say, oh yeah, Shan, this and this and that, oh, I'm feeling all puffed up in my chest and everything like that. That is a good country example of living for other people's opinions and not worrying about what God thinks about your marriage. And then when our marriages start to fall apart, then we set up here, we mad at God because we blaming God and we blaming our spouse, but we never take personal responsibility. It is so funny that it has even come to the point, and I just crack up laughing now because I'm like, whatever. So when God allows me to speak something and it's truth, you know how people, how it irritates them in their spirit? Because they'll say, oh, she don't know what the blank she talking about. That's number one. And then number two, they get mad at me. Why did I say? Why did I talk about alcoholism? Why did I talk about when somebody cheated on their spouse and whatever? Baby, I don't know what you've been through. We need to quit taking the scapegoat method. You see what I'm saying? And blaming others and start putting our big girl and big boy drawers on and doing what we need to do about our family when it comes to our marriage. Examine your family right now. Examine your marriage. Because some of y'all allow people to vicariously live through you, and that's why you ain't married. Let me holler at my singles real quick. That's why you not married. You done had a whole good dude that's here. He handling business. He done made sure that he's worthy enough to be called your husband. He done asked you to marry him, but because you got this bitter auntie over here that she ain't got no life, she ain't ever been married or whatever, she telling you, and it ain't out of love, okay? Because God can use anybody. Let me say that. For some people go too far to the left. Nowadays, people go too far to the left, too far to the right. It's not out of love that she's coming to you. It's out the fact that, well, ain't nobody ever wanted me, so guess what? Good morning, Aisha. I don't want my niece to be with anybody, or I don't want them to take. What is going on? Are you serious? So you turn away a good dude because of what somebody else tells you, but you are not following the will of God. You are not seeking God about your situations. And let me tell you something that I know, because I used to be one, and I know I'm not the only one, but I used to be one that I would love when people would compliment me and talk about, but then as soon as my husband says something to me about, hey, baby, you know, I think this could be better, or, you know, can we work on this, or whatever the case may be, then I'm biting his head off. That's how I used to be. How many of y'all guilty of that? Can't share this, Can't share this video because I'm talking to somebody on this morning. We need to really get to the place of where we quit allowing other people's opinions to rule and dictate our lives and our marriage. Let me tell you something that I know, and some of y'all on here, I've had conversation with you, but let me tell you, and you are in the same boat, let me tell you something that I know. When you free yourselves of other people's opinions, okay, what other people think about you, when you free yourselves of other people's bondage, because if other people are in bondage, you know what I'm saying? You're going to probably end up in the same boat. You probably surround yourself as husbands and wives in your marriage with people who are in bondage, and they don't want you to get out the crab barrel because they still in the crab barrel. But when you free yourself and you start following the will of God, when you go before God for your every move in your life, like me and my husband going to the next phase of what God has for us. Heck, if it wasn't for us listening to the will of God, we wouldn't have been in this phase, because this ain't a radio show and me getting up every morning at 7:30. That ain't something that I volunteered to do. I wasn't doing it for the likes and the shares. I was doing it because of God. And even when people said, why are you doing it? Why are you and Kenya telling all of y'all's business? Shan, why are you being so direct? Good morning, sis. Why are you being so direct and putting your business out there? Because this is what we got to understand. When we follow the will of God and we do what thus says the Lord, we don't know who can be blessed from our obedience. And that's how we get blessed as a people, when we follow the will of God. But when you are so busy and trapped of what other people saying, girl, y'all got this nice house and everything, but why you not wearing labels, honey? You need to come up on your come up game and wear labels. Labels ain't where God got us going next. You hear me? That ain't what God has for us. God has other plans for us. And that's the thing. God has other plans for you and your marriage and your hubby and your wife, but you're not following the will of God. You're too busy wanting to get them likes and them shares because of other people's opinions. Well, let me go ahead and be real on a Tuesday morning, because this has been stewing in my spirit all weekend. Other people's opinions don't pay your bills, okay? When you keep thinking that in your mind and quit trying to justify yourself to other people, especially when you're walking in the will of God, there is no need for justification for other people, because God is going to surround you with people who is going to be in your life, who's going to be a blessing to your life, who's going to support you, who's going to clap for you, who's going to yell for you. Some of us get mad because people ain't clapping for us in our marital journey. This is another thing that I wanted to share. When you are married, that's just like our fingerprint. Each human being's fingerprint is different. Everybody's marriage is going to be different. So just because your girl happened to tap on to something that you're going through, instead of getting offended, okay? And I ain't trying to come out and nobody will come back, because y'all know I don't care what people think. I've been saying that for 4 years. But I'm speaking to somebody's spirit on this morning. Instead of getting offended, maybe you need to listen to what the person is saying and be like, am I actually guilty of that? Especially because I think about the scripture when it say, and God can make a rock cry out. If God can make a rock cry out, like it say in the scriptures, God can use anybody to minister to you. But see, we are so busy, because let me tell you what we do. Yeah, this chick was talking on this morning. I'm just giving an example. Yeah, this chick was talking on this morning. Man, check her out. What do you think about her? And then somebody say, oh, she too aggressive. She too forceful. Why she got to be telling the truth like that? I don't like her. Then you'll say, you know what? I don't like her either. Let me go ahead and discontinue and unfriend and all this other stuff. You following the opinion of other people. But baby, other people's opinions won't pay your bill. So just like we have individual fingerprints, God has an individual purpose for each and every one of our lives. But are you walking in your purpose? You're probably not, because you're too caught up getting the praises of people instead of the praises of God, okay? Is your marriage being what God called for it to be? Do you know how many people, and I ain't shade nobody, I'm just saying, but do you know how many people who's tried to imitate the very same thing that me and my husband is doing? You know, they tried to do they get likes and popularity about marriage. Let's do that too. And I sat up here and I just be like, oh God, bless whatever they going through. But we will imitate other people because they are getting the popular opinion and the praises of others instead of moving in the will of God. Somebody's marriage is right now, it's not prospering and going to the next level because you're not moving in the will of God. Kenya and Shan's opinion shouldn't have nothing to do with your marriage. But keep in mind, we don't know y'all's marriage and your struggle, what you're going through. When you have real friends that God allowed you to have, and real family that God allowed you to have to surround you in your singleness, in your marriage, in your relationship, let me tell you what they're going to do for you. They're going to pray for you. Now, if you ask them their opinion, because people ask our opinion all the time. Some people like, what God say. Sometimes I don't respond immediately because I need to go before God. If people can quickly come out of their mouth and tell you what to do, and give me a day or two. I need to go pray about this, and then let me see what God tell me and share with me, because maybe it ain't me to do. You know what I'm saying? Quit living for the opinion of people. I thank God that me and my husband have freed ourselves from the bondage of others. Good morning, Keela. I thank God. Let me tell you, it's such a freeing life. Try it. Be obedient to what it is that God desired for you to do. You know, God told us, and we keep talking about this, for the past 2 months, God told us to pull back from everything because we was running 200 miles an hour for 6 years straight. That could have led to burnout. That could have led to severe divorce in our marriage. You know what I'm saying? We've had our ups and downs. Some of y'all have y'all ups and downs, but how many of y'all just fall back? Fall back like Jesus did in the Bible. He used to fall back and say, no, you can't go with me. Read them scriptures in the New Testament. No, you can't go with me. I need to go and have some time with the Father. How many of y'all, when is the last time you fell back and had some time with the Father? When is the last time you prayed for your marriage? When is the last time you prayed for your husband or your wife? And some of y'all so selfish in your marriage, I don't know, this just dropped in my spirit, that you know your husband or wife is praying for you and you don't even pray for them. Okay? You want the prayers to keep coming because of the blessings and everything that God is allowing you to go through, but you won't even pray for your own spouse. But soon as somebody give you some praise about, Kenya, you sure got your wife shit looking good, this and this and other. You know why that is? It's not because of the opinions of others that the quote unquote kings are looking good. It's because we're moving and operating in the will of God. How many of y'all can say that you're doing that? So when you come out of the world's opinions and start operating in God's ways, I guarantee you your marriage will get better. You will not be arguing. And if y'all don't think that you operate by the opinions of others and people don't live vicariously through others, how many of y'all so wrapped up into social media? You so wrapped up, hey, Angela, you so wrapped up into reality shows. Don't get me wrong. I watch them. Sometimes I laugh at them. I'll be like, that's some straight up foolishness. This is kind of comedy to me. You know what I'm saying? But you get so wrapped up in it because you don't want to deal with your own life and the things that you need to deal with in your marriage. So you vicariously live through others. How many of you all are hindering somebody else's marriage because you don't want to deal with yourself and mature the way that God needs you to mature so he can move you to your next level of your blessing? What you do is you retreat. You don't deal with anybody. You don't fool with anybody or whatever the case may be. And you sit up. Good morning, Louis. How you doing? You sit up and you vicariously live through others. How many of y'all guilty of that? How many of y'all got family members and in-laws and everything like that that's guilty of that? They can't stay out of your marriage. They can't stay out of your business. Have you ever stopped? And I understand when somebody want to help, you don't want them to walk off a bridge or whatever. I don't want you to go down this dark road, baby. We don't want no negativity for anybody. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Kim, we don't want no negativity for anybody to go through things. But guess what? How many things that God allowed you? Because yeah, the devil will take you through some things, but how many things that God allowed you to go through so you can grow through so you can be a blessing to somebody else? That's why marriage Mondays with the Kings exist, because me and my husband went through some years of ups and downs in our marriage, and God said, here you go. And I'm like, God, hey Kim, how you doing? God, I don't want to go through that. You crazy. Nope, I don't want to go through that. I pray for them, and God said no. That's how we be the examples for others. How many of y'all heard when you was growing up in the church that you will probably be the only Bible that people see? Not that they read, but that they see. You see what I'm saying? So quit living from this day forward off of the opinions, the likes, and the shares that other people give you. Fall back from some people if you have to for a season. Recognize the season that you are in. Some of y'all don't even know the seasons that you operating in. That's why you feeling like, as the words say, being tossed to and fro. You don't know if you coming or you going. And you running, and you trying to work hard. But are you working hard for God? Or is it so somebody can pat you on your back and tell you did a good job? So some of y'all still got that little child in y'all that you still trying to live for the approval of your mama or your daddy, and you a whole grown person. Come on, somebody in their 40s and their 50s right now. I'm talking to somebody. You still trying to live for their approval of mama and daddy, but you ain't even listening to what your husband and your wife is telling you. The two of you cannot become one as husbands and wives, like the scripture say in the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 6. May I add, if you're too busy following the opinions of other people. Now, do I ever ask for help? I do. I'll call, hey, God, who you need me to talk to? Boom. Like I said, I pick up the phone. Hey, sis, this is what I'm thinking right now. What you think? You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. That iron sharpeneth iron. But some of y'all don't surround yourself with iron sharpeneth iron people, because see, that's how, when you think about growing up, it was the community. It was the village that had your back. And I understand the village is not like it used to be, but it don't have to be like it is today. Hey, Heather. So you don't have no iron sharpeneth iron people around you because you think you know it all, just because people like and share and tweet and all that stuff on social media. Them people don't even know you. They don't want the best for you because, baby, they don't even know you and know nothing about you. So how many of y'all are guilty of these? We need to stop it. We need to cut it out. I will not be 41 years old, worried about the opinions of others, because let me tell you something. Good morning, Andrea. When that good old mortgage payment come around on the first, how many others with their opinions is paying that good old mortgage? How many people is paying your student loans that you wish that you will wake up tomorrow and they will magically disappear off your credit report? I'm not saying that you can't get good wisdom and good guidance. What I'm saying is quit, number one, allowing people to vicariously live through you. That's why your marriage isn't working. Okay? Number two, you need to get with the person that you married, your husband or your wife, and y'all need to work on things, and y'all need to go before God, and y'all need to pray for each other and pray over your marriage, and y'all need to be going before God, Matthew 6:33, seeking him first, asking him, God, what is it that you want us to do next? Because see, God may say, yeah, this is the season that you be in church. I need you to be under the church. Me and my husband has been in that season. This is the season where I need you to pull back from toxic people. And you ain't got to be all in their face with cutting them off. Just let them fall off. Because that's the thing about leeches. When leeches figure out that they can't leech off of you and suck the blood and the life out of you anymore, baby, they will fall off and they will go and leech to the next person, the next victim, okay? God may be telling you to do some things, but you're not doing it because you're too busy worried about what other people think. You know what I'm saying? We all go through things in our marriage. Me and my husband have went through our season of arguing. Some of y'all got a spouse that's an alcoholic. Some of y'all got a spouse that, you know what I'm saying, got a gambling addiction. Whatever the case may be, got a bunch of anger issues from their childhood. And God is saying, just pray for them. Don't try to change them. Pray for them and let me do the changing. You see what I'm saying? You can open up your mouth and you can go and tell everybody and complain about your husband or your wife, but you can't even open your same lips to go and pray for them. Who is that for on this morning? Boop. I'm just saying. So quit living for others, man. At the end of the day, when it comes to me and Mr. King, God has made the two of us one. Even though sometimes I get on his nerves and sometimes he get on my nerves, he made the two of us one. How many of y'all are not operating in one because you're too busy worried about people giving you praise and applause because you went and got a vehicle that you couldn't afford? You went and got these bad pair of shoes, sisters, and you up in the church making sure that your feet is halfway in the aisle so people can see you got some red bottoms on. Girl, don't nobody care you got no red bottoms on. What them bills look like? What that debt to income ratio look like? Let's start making some moves. We can't make moves and we sit up here talking about that God is not blessing us to the next level, but we not lining up with God. Because soon as somebody else tell you, then you sitting up here, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Baby, let me tell you something. People ain't gonna help you get into heaven. You see what I'm saying? I love people, but they're not gonna help you get there. So stop it. That's the word of the day on today. Stop it. Quit living for other people. You see what I'm saying? Quit allowing other people to dictate what should be in your bank account, what labels you should be wearing. Who care about all that? Because guess what? Just like the scriptures say, like my husband was talking about on the radio show last night, when you leave this earth, it's going to turn into dust. When you leave this earth, somebody going to be fighting over them same things, them material possessions that you went broke trying to get just so you can get the approval of others. Your family members, to be exact, going to be fighting over this, that, and the other. How much money did they have in the bank account? And this, come on now. Live your best blessed life. Have your best blessed marriage. When you as husband and wife learn to come on one accord and quit living off of the popular opinions of others. I take people when they say stuff, oh, Oh, okay. I'll take it into consideration. I even examine myself. Dang, Shan, are you tripping? Because Shan ain't always right. You hear me? Dang, was you acting crazy with your husband like that? And I know who can trust, who's going to tell me the truth in love that's going to help lift me up, because they want to see me and my husband and my family prosper like I want to see them prosper. Y'all need to get y'all some new people. Quit isolating yourself and go before the Lord and pray for your spouse. Quit having your spouse do everything for you, but you never do anything for them in return because you too busy worried about what people, oh man, you mushy, man, you soft, man, that's how you do it, man. You sit up here, you didn't used to be soft like that back in the day. He's saying that because he ain't got no woman. That's why he's saying it. But your ignorant behind is listening to him instead of listening to God. And God had told you how to love your wife, but you don't want to line up with the scriptures. You want to line up with your homeboy who ain't got nothing to show for nothing. Okay, let me get up off of here today, because baby, I could keep pounding this thing. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not. So, church announcement again. Start next week, Shan gonna be doing marriage mornings with the Queen. God is starting to taper me off. I'm not gonna be doing it Monday through Friday. I'm just gonna be doing it on Mondays, because starting sometime in the fall, when God tap me on my shoulder or tell me in my dreams or whatever, okay, this is done, then I'll let y'all know when my last segment is. I've been doing it for 4 years. So good things come to an end. We got to get ready for this next God level. We can't share it now, but trust and believe by the end of this year, you will know what we're doing in the next level. And it will be to bless people as God see fit, and he continue to use us to do it. So y'all have a blessed day. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Be a blessing to somebody today, not a curse. Share this truth because it's free and somebody need to hear it. And your girl Shane gonna be back with you on tomorrow, whatever it is that God placed on my heart. So God bless you and blessings to you.